and you could qualify for a back or knee brace at little or no charge. I have an old injury from my football playing days, and anything that can help take that pain away and make it more manageable, that has my attention. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for back, ankle, knee, or shoulder pain, please call the Health Alert Hotline at 800-428-1570. That's 800-428-1570. Agents are standing by 24/7, so go ahead and call now. 800-428-1570.
Welcome to Fifth Street Sports, folks. I'm Frank Perez. I'm going to be joined with my co-host, Oklahoma Brian, and we got Chip Chirimbus in the house. We are on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. You can also find us on iHeartRadio, American Forces, and we stream on Facebook, YouTube, and you can get on our Twitter, too, at Fifth Street Sports. Anyways, Chip, nice to see you in the house, buddy.
It's great to be back.
Good to be back. Brian, you there? Oh, my God. You know, you ditched me and Rick yesterday in the third segment. We put out an APB for you. We didn't know if you were I said he's either at the library or at the bar.
No.
I was at both. No, I was actually in my car. I tried to respond, but there just wasn't enough time. Sorry about that.
We got Chip here. Hey, now today,
Hey, Chip.
I actually went around, guys, and I picked up a few of the sheets from all of the casinos here on the NFL props because I've been drinking espresso and trying to figure all of these out. So I hope you guys did a little homework on some of these.
Go right ahead.
You
Ready to roll.
You got some too, right, Brian?
Go ahead and send me your best one. I want to hear what you got.
Well, yesterday Rick and I went through about 5 of them, our 5 top ones. They were kind of generally. Now we're getting into more specifics, players or value. And I do got some, when we come back from the break, I'm going to give you some astonishing,
Really?
That Las Vegas Chris sent me. He sent me some numbers from the Westgate on certain bets that have been made already. You're not even going to believe the ratios on some of these plays. Yeah, I'm talking like 67-0, 139-2, 99-0. I mean, golly.
That's wild.
I mean, just think if you were booking 50,000 people and you started looking at your books and you seen bets that like plus 280 and you had 99 bets on the yes and none on the no.
Well, Frank, they know they're going to get action on like the 2-point conversion every year, in overtime, and they've actually cut the odds down dramatically on those, and I'm surprised. They must have been very inviting for it to be 99-0, whatever you had, 130-2 on the different prop options. But some of those props are designed for you just to say yes, because why would you lay 6-1 against somebody to score a touchdown? Usually they're taking the money back.
Gotcha. Well, let's go. When we come back from the break, folks, we got to take a timeout. Brian, Chip, and myself, we'll go through some of these and just realize just how exposed or what kind of great value they have. Fifth Street Sports back in 3 minutes, folks.
Are you still on the sidelines when you could be getting big pay to play? It's playoff season, leading up to the big game, and there's no better time to place your bet than right now. When you do, be sure you're betting with the best. Bet DSI, one of the most reliable online sports books. NFL, NCAA, UFC, NBA, and more. Bet DSI has super quick payouts and bonuses. And there's even a live feature that allows you to watch your team before you even bet. Now, for a limited time, they'll match any deposit you make up to $1,000. Play big, win big, join the winning team. Sign up at betdsi.com. Using promo code SCORE101. You'll more than double your bet. Don't leave money on the table. Log on to betdsi.com and use our code SCORE101. That's BETDSI.com. Use code SCORE101. Do it today.
Watching the game? Think you know what's going to happen next? Well, it's about time you got paid for being right. Introducing WinView, the #1 live TV sports prediction platform. Answer props during the game while competing against your friends and other fans, and you can win cash. And if you're concerned about losing money as you learn the ropes of the app, WinView has a variety of free games for new users. 3 $2 entry tickets to games, a $20 deposit bonus match, beginner-only cash rooms, and free practice rooms in every game. Oh, and don't forget, the big game is almost here. So instead of listening to the friend or relative with terrible hot takes, dive into the WinView app at predictsports.tv to play along. Be sure to check out their new pregame format too, where you answer about 20 props before the game, and then you can sit back and enjoy it. No lineups, no drafts, just props. And don't miss out on a chance to win their $25,000 perfect game prize. Head to predictsports.tv to start playing now. That's predictsports.tv. Watch, predict, win at predictsports.tv.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez, joined with Oklahoma Brian, my co-host, and today we have Chip Chirimbus. It's Thursday. You guys were about 75 hours and 15 minutes from kickoff. I think it goes Sunday at 3:30, right? Today's Thursday afternoon here at 1:15. Anyways, Brian, so we're starting to close in on a lot of the Super Bowl things. More talk on the props. The news is bringing out stuff. Here's one that I just discussed with Chip. Cause hey, now folks, I got to tell you, half this stuff I'm getting right now is coming straight from Las Vegas Chris. So it's as fresh and as live as you can get. None of this is rehearsed. We're like three guys talking at a bar. All right, here's one for you, Brian, and Chip will comment on this one. Rushing yards by Tom Brady over 1.5 plus 120. What do you do with that?
Well, that's a prop every year in the Super Bowl, and it's I suppose it's somewhat deceiving, but you have to acknowledge, of course, if the Patriots win the game, there's going to be several kneel downs, which are negative rushing yards. So to go over 1.5 yards, most likely you really have to go over, 6.5 rushing yards, and Brady just doesn't run a lot. So I don't think there's anything outstanding either way on that one.
Well, I know in the Super Bowl when they played Seattle that year, the number was 1.5, and I told everyone to play the under because there isn't a play in that Patriot game book or playbook that has Tom Brady running the ball, and they don't want to put him in open space. But by the way, Brian, I want to question you about this because I'm really not sure. Are you sure that those kneel downs don't come down off the passing yards? Because anytime I thought a rushing yards for a quarterback when he's behind the line of scrimmage has to happen outside the markers, if you know what I mean.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. So, yeah, sacks in professional football count against passing yards. In college football, they count against rushing yards.
Right.
So you might be right. I'm sure someone will type in, but that's a good point. You might be right on.
Yeah, because I think that's considered passing yards unless he's outside the lines. Where he has to throw the ball out of bounds. So, but I played it under a couple of years ago, and I said the only thing that can really hurt me is if they get goal to goal at the 1 yard line twice, and Brady would run the quarterback sneak, and they never did it. And that's the game, of course, when Butler did the interception. But Brady never attempted. He had 0 rushing yards, and that's one prop I won anyway.
Hey Brian, how about this? From your mouth to Chris's ears, he just sent me kneel downs off of rushing. He said he's pretty sure, but he's going to ask and double confirm it with Ron. So we'll get that throughout the show. But
Great.
You may have been right. And with that being said, that's a little trickier than I think. Because you would think with over 1.5, I mean, one scramble throughout the game, he gets 2 yards, you win. But
if he makes no rushing attempts, though, that's the point. He's not going to run the ball. Right. I don't. This isn't the Ravens out there where within the first series you've already had the quarterback run the ball 3-4 times. It's not going to happen with New England.
How about if I make up a prop and you put a price and you put a price on it? How about that?
Okay, go ahead. Go for it. I can as long as it has nothing to do with food or bands. Like nothing to do with musical bands.
I'm with you.
It doesn't. Okay, here's the prop, okay? If the Patriots win the Super Bowl, over under 6.5 days before they make a White House appearance. Put a price on that.
Well, first off, they have to win, and secondly,
Right.
it's definitely over.
Oh, it's
You think over?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they got to get back from Disneyland.
Well, here's something that could
I
skew it.
only mention that because Clemson took 6 days to get to the White House, right at the beginning of the budget shutdown. They,
Right.
they hauled them in quick for that. So maybe on the way back to Boston, Kraft lands the plane in Washington for.
Boy, Brian, you are assuming that the Patriots are going to win this, aren't you?
This is if the Patriots win, right? This is an if prop bet.
But
if there is such a
you're
thing.
already thinking about how they're going to land the plane in Washington before they get back to Boston. So.
Well, you got but you got to factor in that both of these teams, I believe, come from blue states, right?
Well, yeah, they're definitely both blue states, but a very red owner in the case of the Patriots.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
Ooh, okay. Well,
Yeah. And a red quarterback.
got a red quarterback and a red coach.
okay.
A red coach, although Belichick doesn't really checkmark all of the demographic attributes you'd think of. Apparently, his big thing is going to concerts in his free time. Just he's a avid concert goer. So yeah, it's kind of a weird thing.
All right,
For
now
him,
we just got this in, Brian. Here it is to confirm it. You were right. A kneel down on a rushing attempt, in terms of statistics, a kneel down by the quarterback is typically recorded as a rushing attempt of -1 or -2 yards. So good catch on that, brother.
All right.
You would have thought if he got 5 yards, you would have thought you were a lock. The next thing you know, he's kneeling down 3 times and you lose.
I've been there. Yeah.
And then if they're in a position to win.
And you've been okay now,
Right.
Brian. Now you are. I consider you the prop master general when it comes to the Super Bowl. But I want to tell you some Vegas stats, and this is right out of the oven, right from Chris's text. He sends me probably the best and freshest stuff on the planet. Okay, so far at the Westgate, they've written tickets on. These are some of the tickets. Yes, on a defensive or special teams touchdown. The yes is 81-0.
They got to be getting a lot back on that, I have to imagine. It's really got to be incentive to take that.
I mean, wow.
This is just a case of, I'm not going to call it lying, but just misrepresenting data through convenient visualization. There's probably a ton of $10, $50 tickets in there. And it might just take one guy walking up to the counter and making a $5 bet. All of a sudden, they've got more money on the other side of that. So I'd prefer to see handle than tickets.
Yeah, I think there's limitations on the props, though. I don't think they're taking that kind of big money on without moving it anyway.
Yeah, but here now I'm gonna.
Do they, Brian? Are they taking 10 grand or more on the prop?
You can get 5 at certain books if you fit the quote unquote profile. And
Yeah. Right.
I've been inside and outside of that profile. Actually, where do we stand in terms of the next break? About 5 minutes away.
No, we got 3. But this is one thing I was gonna clear up now that we're on this. So Chris sent me 4 of the biggest, most flagrant ones that you can see out there, and this plays right into your. Right into your Super Bowl playbook. Okay, the other one is yes. Will there be a 2-point conversion attempted? That's 139-2. Yes, on a 2-point conversion converted 99-0. And yes, will Gronk score a touchdown 67-0? Now we know it's Thursday, and we know, and like you said, it could be $10 to $1,000 bets. A lot of these probably $20 bets. But all of this, Brian, fits right into all the yeses. That's why when you say you love to come in at the end and take all the gravy on the no.
Yeah, no's. No, it won't happen, and unders. I'm a one-trick pony. Maybe that's 2 tricks, but that's pretty much that's all I do, and it's pretty good in the long run, I would say.
They said I was told yesterday that at Westgate that they're expecting over 50% of their action overall on this game to be with props. teasers, props, instead of just straight sides.
Right.
Huh.
Boy, but as you can tell, like even with $139 $20 bills or $99 $20 bills, you've got to start getting a lot more value on these no's. I mean, it's all yes, yes, yes. So brilliant strategy that we've shared with our listener and audience, Brian. I hope they were paying attention to you and Rick.
I think it's great that everyone loves to bet all of the colorful props, and it makes for great conversation. But man, it makes for a horrible betting experience when you've got the insurance salesman from Iowa standing in front of you in line, and he's trying to bet 5 of these, and it literally takes like 10 minutes to get his tickets punched in.
Not only that, Brian, it takes a good couple of hours to actually go through these props to find out what they're offering you. I mean, 442 props is absolutely ridiculous. How long would it take? Then you're supposed to evaluate each one of these? It's just it's a bit much to me right now. I think it's a bit overkill.
And nowadays, we've got the digital scoreboards that give up-to-date prices. But think back like 10 years ago when you would ask for a current price and they tell you to grab the printouts that were printed like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
They're totally worthless. Total waste of time.
Hey, guys.
The whole thing frustrates me.
Guys, we gotta take a time out. We're gonna be back in 3 minutes. We're talking Super Bowl, and at last segment we have talk you can bet on for today. Fifth Street Sports, Chip Chirimbus, Oklahoma Brian, and myself back in 3 minutes.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Will Brady throw an interception?
All right, folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports here on a Thursday afternoon. We're 72 hours from Super Bowl kickoff. Going to be sharing a lot of stuff with you here on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, American Forces, and iHeart. We have Chip Chirimbus in Oklahoma. Brian, now speaking of props, okay, one of my favorite casinos, because it's on the way home, that I really like is the Red Rock. But in our circle of friends, we have our 7 or 8 guys from Fifth Street and all our associates. Everybody knows there's 2 things you don't do. You don't pull on Superman's cape, and you don't go into the Red Rock with Brian, with Oklahoma Brian. Now, why is that?
Yeah, it's kind of like a girl that you really love, but she doesn't love you back. The Red Rock was always my favorite sports book, and they had a great feature that was awesome. They had this VIP ticket writing counter kind of at the front of the sports book, and it was awesome because they would give you insane limits, like 2,000 minimum, but oftentimes 5,000 on props. And we started off betting maybe 20 to 50,000 one year, and we started betting more and more. We finally got to the point about 7 or 8 years ago when the Patriots played the Giants. We had about $250,000 with us, and the Red Rock just thought I was the biggest whale, and they gave me anything I wanted. So we had a whole supply chain operation going, where we had a guy with a phone with index cards, that would take orders, hand them to another guy, who would give it to another guy. Ultimately, we would go up, a couple of us, and just got anything they wanted. There was never a manager that had to put in his key. It was just boom, whatever you want, you got it. And so this particular year, we bet so much. We're in the whatever their VIP section is. We got the Motley Crue, a couple of guys from Motley sitting next to us, and the suite next to us, and I don't. My friends were with me could probably tell a better story if it was sitting next to us. But it was kind of a interesting setup. And towards the end of the third quarter, in this year they started to do live betting for the first time at the Red Rock. They put up a line that was so horribly off. I jump up to run up and bet it. It was kind of like if you remember the movie Risky Business, where Tom Cruise is running as fast as he can in his socks, and he can't quite stop. He just goes sliding, So I think I slid the final 10 or 15 feet into the counter with wearing socks. I have a couple of bricks of 10 dimes each, and I go up and I get as much as I can on it, which I think they only took 2,000 or 3,000. But the clerk was a little bit rushed, and when she gave me the ticket, it was wrong. She gave me the wrong side. So I did what you should always do in Las Vegas if they give you the wrong side. Do not walk away from the counter. Always check your tickets at the counter. So I dropped the ticket on the counter, and I said, "I'm sorry, you gave me the wrong side." She looks at it, and she acknowledges it's wrong. She says, "Okay, no big deal. We'll get this fixed real easy." So she asked for my player card, which I gave her. And I had to use my player card to put all these bets in. There was no way you could have gotten these kind of bets in. They call back, and a really disturbing amount of time goes by. I'm standing there for it felt like 10 minutes. Maybe it wasn't that long. But when they finally call back to the clerk, they tell her to tell me that I'm no longer welcome in the sports book, to leave, and they don't want any more action. And I'm stuck with the ticket. That's the wrong ticket.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I said, "You can't do that." They said, "Well, we're looking at everything you've been betting. Everything you bet's moved, 30, 40 cents. What are you thinking? We don't want that kind of action." So I say, "All right, we're going to have to call the state," which that's a common – gamblers say that all the time. They're going to call the state. Very few follow through with it, but I did. It's Super Bowl Sunday, so it takes the gaming control board a good – felt like half hour to get there. And when they finally get there, the game has just ended. I had to watch the game in the general casino area. And, of course, I've got an entire backpack of tickets that I bet. But they play really nice and say, "Oh, just a misunderstanding." They try to offer me a couple $1,000s in meal coupons. That's going to somehow, make me satisfied. But we can't quite come to an agreement. I stand my ground. They stand their ground. And it goes to the gaming control board. Of course I win. So the gaming control board writes everyone a letter, tells them to send me a check. They do. I get my check. I come back the next year because in the presence of the gaming control officer, the manager of the Red Rock tells me they want me back next year, that they value me as a customer. Well, I come back the next year, and you can imagine I go to bet my very first bet, and the response is, "We don't want your action here." Whatever. That's
Brian, I thought you were going to go that when they finally came to change the ticket, that the number had moved, the line had moved, and they weren't going to give you the credit at the time you were making the bet. And but this is pretty far out that they wouldn't even redeem your money and made you sit on that action when it was their mistake to print the ticket.
Pretty horrible.
Yeah. Now,
I still love the property. I just wish that it hadn't gone down that way. I wish I could still bet there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Brian, let me ask you some of the intricacies of this ticket. Okay, so when this ticket, when the check gets mailed to you, did they mail to you just the risk amount refunded, or did they actually calculate the win?
No.
That's a good question. No. They just voided the ticket. So in other words, my losing ticket, I got credit for, but they didn't actually go ahead and pay me for the intended winning ticket. That would have been a bit too much.
It still costs you, right? I mean, you would have won, right?
You would have won. Another interesting aspect of the story that I always think is funny is immediately when the incident happens, they tell the clerk, who's one of their best clerks, she's the VIP ticket clerk. They tell her in the middle of the third quarter of the Super Bowl to go home. Their shift is over. And I say to the guy, "How could you possibly do that? She's the only witness to this. Why would you send that person home?" He said, "Well, her shift is over. What more can I tell you?" And I said, "Well, all right, but it's going to be obvious when the state gets here and looks at the film that you're obviously trying to obstruct this investigation." And sure enough, they pulled up the cameras. They were able to discern exactly what had happened. So I thought that was kind of a thug move to send the clerk home right there on the spot before the state can get there.
Can you say and tell us who the manager was at the time?
I don't mind saying it was Jason McCormick.
Okay, now here's one for you, Brian. So they send you a letter the following year and say, "Come on back, buddy. We want your action. No hard feelings. This, and that." Right? So then you get up there the next year. You go, "Boy, that was great," and you go to make your first bet, and they said, "No, you're not allowed to bet here." Do you think if you would have really wanted to say, "You know what kind of crap is this?" If you would have brought that letter with you, I would have said, "Listen, I caught an Uber here for $58.
They have the right to refuse any action, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they have that right. It wasn't the letter that said that I was welcome. It was just a handshake in person. The guy telling me face to face, "We want your action. Please come back next year."
How long ago was this, Brian?
Well, what year was that? Was the Patriots-Giants Super Bowl? I want to say around 2012, more or less, maybe 11.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, 10, 11, or 12. It was in there. The years go by so fast, I can't keep track of them.
Yeah.
But now let me ask you something, now, because I know how sneaky you are. Did you, but the only thing is with the player's card, did you ever try to go in there with like the Groucho Marx glasses on, the nose, the beard, and try to make bets like that?
I actually went later in the day to the Green Valley Ranch, and within seconds of trying to walk up to the counter, they said, "The manager wants to know why you're trying to place a bet here. Don't ever bet here again, or we'll have you arrested for trespassing." So that's all I had to hear. So amicable divorce, I suppose. But the cool thing is, most of the cases when you get 86'd from a property in Vegas, you usually eventually get back, because there's so much mergers and acquisitions in Las Vegas. Anytime there's a merger, a lot of times that's kind of like a reset on unless you were prohibited for some kind of crime where you're blacklisted.
You're not in the black book by any sort.
No.
They just didn't want your action there.
Now,
unsavory character.
Now, Chip, has that kind of treatment ever been bestowed upon you on any of the properties here?
Well, not on properties, but I have a similar story with bookmakers back east when we were moving money, and I was in Connecticut, and it was a small town, and we were doing really well. My partner and I were just getting off in the industry, and this guy says, I just don't want your action. He says, you're offsetting my books too much. He said, you're coming in with too much money on the side, so I can't make any money here. So we shifted our venue to New York at the time, and they'll handle anything. They'll handle more money than they will out here, that's for sure.
Wow. You but see, that's why, Brian, you're absolutely right. When they sell these properties or merge with other ones, you're not in the gaming control or gaming commission black book. You're just with that property.
Right.
So yeah, you do get the reset button. So let me ask you now. We heard the bad news is that Florida Rick and Brian Wilson are coming in, and we were hoping you were coming in for the Super Bowl because Chris got us extra seats in the VIP because he got invited to the VIP party at the Palms. But now he said that you are not going to be attending, right?
I will not be there this year, but eat a couple dozen buffalo wings for me. Have a beer for me. I'll be there next year.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be a heartbreak. So yeah, we were counting on you to come in, but and we have no idea what this is going to be because Chris did say it was going to be in the Pearl Theater. I guess that's their big concert lounge. So we come back, we'll share that, and then get ready for some picks, guys. Chip, I hope you got something good. And Brian will be back here, folks, in 3 minutes. This is Fifth Street Sports.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
When I send Valentine's Day flowers, I always pay for upsell bears, balloons, and candy. Yeah, no. It's crazy, right? It's like those flower giant websites admit their flowers are kind of janky, so you better add a balloon, which is why I go to Books.com for Valentine's Day flowers. FYI, Books is short for bouquets, and if you think your mom or wife or girlfriend can't tell the difference between Books flowers and the others, you're wrong. Books delivers spectacular flowers cut fresh from farms around the world, including farms on the side of a volcano. You gotta see those. Anyway, Books are picked fresh and shipped direct, so they last longer. Know what else I love about Books? Simple pricing without all the add-ons. You know, where a $19.95 arrangement ends up costing $60. Get your Valentine's Day flowers at Books.com. That's BOUQS.com and enter the code SOCCER for 20% off. Yeah, 20% off when you enter SOCCER at BOUQS.com. That's Books.com.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
All right, folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports. Oklahoma Brian, Chip Chirimbus, and Frank Perez. We talked a lot of Super Bowl, a good Super Bowl story from Brian. from the station's casino. He is a illegal alien over there now. So, hey, Brian, check this out. Okay, now you're absolutely right about one thing. Is here's some of the prices from stations. I'm sure they're pretty close to Westgate. Will there be a successful 2-point conversion? The yes is plus 200. Will there be a special teams touchdown or defensive plus 175? But you're right, because they can sit there and say that there's 99 tickets on the yes and none on the no. So figure those 99 tickets are $10, $20, $40, right? At plus 200. Now here comes some sharp that knows that the value is on the under, and he bets 4,400 to win 2,000. 48, 6,300 to win 3,000. That covers the whole bet. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That's what we were talking about before.
That covers the whole bet. So you got to watch the skewing. But I know Chris yesterday was really pissed because this New Jersey got the Oscar. They're able to take action on the Oscars and the best movie. And Nevada still doesn't have that. No. Nevada still doesn't have no political, no Oscars.
Well, I think
are we going to do it? I was going to say, are we going to do an Oscar preview show with Chris before the Oscars?
Yes, we are. Chris is getting ready for it. Remember now, but believe me, this is the Billy Walters of the Oscars, okay? I'm telling you. He has 2 documented on his Twitter, at least 3 at plus 400, plus 410 on best movie. So he doesn't pick chalk. We stay away from that. But you know what I'm starting to see here? Now, New Jersey's taking odds on the Oscar. They're handling a lot more than Vegas. They've always had casino, well, not always, but they've had casino gambling like Vegas. Now they have sportsbook gambling. Now they beat us to the Oscars. They're going to probably beat us to the political betting. They have the same gambling, drinking, hookers, everything else. Can Las Vegas lose its title of Sin City to New Jersey?
I don't think so.
I mean,
I don't think so.
I mean, they've got one more sin than us. They're taking Oscar bets.
Wasn't it a group in New Jersey that had that contest that everyone folded up at the end because they only had 4 minutes to place a bet, and not everyone got? You know what I'm talking about? It was a group out of New Jersey that they ran a contest, $1 million winner, and half the people weren't able to place a wager in time because the mechanics of the situation, they didn't get credited to their account. So, Las Vegas, that doesn't happen. I think it was too early for New Jersey to come up with. There should have been a stopgap or some kind of safety measure put in there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's okay now. I've been living out here, and I really hate when they call this Las Vegas Sin City and all this. I know it's a title, but it thinks it's cool. But now New Jersey has one extra sin feature than we do. We can't take Oscar bets, and we're not going to take political bets. So I got to think that and they got the same hookers, bars, strip clubs, everything else.
Yeah, but this is on a vote. I mean, this is on a vote. How can they possibly book this action? I don't see it because there's got to be somebody in L.A. that is not as scrupulous. That is, I can't believe it. I just can't believe that they.
Chip, there are exceptions to the vote rule. That used to be the standard, but now I believe you can vote. I mean, you can bet on the Cy Young winner and the Heisman Trophy winner, which are votes, right? I think that precedent has been crossed in Vegas.
Yeah,
so,
maybe but the elections seem pretty tough to me.
Yeah, but
Oscars too.
You know what? It even goes to show you that nothing's 100% because I have my friend from Costa Rica. He is 257-1 documented. He has a couple of books that and they're Bitcoin books and Euro books that let him bet $25 on WWE. And he gets he gets the thing from Vince McMahon camp or somebody who's going to win it. So but he can only bet $25. He tries to round robin and stuff, but he actually lost one because one guy was scheduled to win, but he got hung up on the ropes. So nothing is a complete lock. You know what I mean?
That's a bad beat.
Yeah, he got it. So, anyways, with that being said, we got now talk you can bet on. Brian, yesterday we were 4-6. The day before we were 5-5. A little choppy, especially college basketball. I know Chip over here hit his game of the week on Sunday. He gave out Purdue over Michigan State, right?
Yeah, that was the game of the year. We had gone 13-2 in the college football, and it was the first one I posted this entire season in college basketball, and we had Purdue as an underdog against Michigan State. I think they ended up going off the favorite, as a matter of fact, but they won by 10. So I'm looking forward to another big one this weekend at chipwins.com if anyone's out there and interested. Posting every day. So Saturday looks kind of interesting. Sunday, Brian, the college basketball schedule, everything's starting 9 o'clock Vegas time or noon Eastern, so they can get those games over with because it's a Super Bowl. So Sunday,
Yeah.
I don't think we get as good a shot at those games on Sunday as we will on Saturday.
Yeah, but it's an interesting trend, Chip. Go back and look at the NBA on Super Bowl Sunday.
Right.
On those early starts, those games have an amazing tendency to trend towards the under. We played a big round robin on NBA first half and game unders last year because last year had an absurd amount of really, really early starts. I think we got there on all but one game last year. So we'll be looking for something along those lines this year.
I remember that, Brian. You told me that. I'm glad you reminded me. That's right. You hit that big round robin. It was unbelievable. Only one. Yeah, you only lost one. Hey, we just got some breaking news from the Clark County Fire Department. They are trying to rescue a man. He fell from the large balloon display on top of the Paris Hotel. So it looks like
Did he climb up there?
Yeah, it looks like the Super Bowl fanatics are starting to come out a little bit early. I guess he must have been up there. You see a lot of wacky stuff in Vegas 3 or 4 days before New Year's or Super Bowl.
Have you ever gone up in one of those balloons, those actually hot air balloons? Have you been in one?
No, that's the only thing
they run them out of here, Vegas, all the time.
I will never. I've been up on planes and helicopters, and I won't go up on a hot air balloon. I won't.
I'm always wondering.
I won't go up on that. Hey, Brian, here's another thing: is we haven't gotten anything, and I've been looking for the breaking news on the selections. Nothing from Rick so far, right?
It's okay. I got some plays today. So
Beautiful. Okay, let's go through them because I got absolutely zero. I got zero, and I know the guys need some stuff to bet on. That's good.
Okay.
What do we got?
Chip, you want to start us off, or you want me to
All
go
right.
first?
I've been kind of a rough patch in the college basketball the past week. Last night was 1-2 at SMU, but today I have a particularly strong play that I like, and it's in the Big East. Georgetown is hosting Xavier, and for some incredible reason, I think Xavier has an outrageous run of winning 10 or 12 in a row against the Hoyas, and the Hoyas are coming off a big win over St. John's, and you may say, well, what does that mean? I mean, the fact that Ewing and Mullen were going head-to-head on that national televised game, and Georgetown won convincingly. So I'm looking for a little letdown on their side. I'm going to take Xavier tonight over Georgetown in the colleges.
What's the spread there?
I think Georgetown was 2.5 or 3 in around there.
It's 3 now. Yeah, 3 now. Yeah.
Okay, Brian,
Xavier's been a little disappointing this year too. I mean, there were spots and positions where you expect them to get there, and they fall short. So I'm a little pessimistic about it, but it's more towards a play against the Hoyas, who had that big win on Saturday.
All right, Brian, you're at the dish now, buddy.
All right, I'll stay in college basketball. I got a couple of college basketball plays that I like tonight. I guess I'll start off with Houston. 20-1 Houston team. They lost one game this year. It was to Temple, and tonight they're at home in a rematch spot. They're laying 9.5, which Temple's a decent team, but I kind of like Houston in this spot.
Strong number there.
Yeah.
I think the bookmakers are anticipating the Cougars to have a good night with that kind of price.
Yeah.
And please, Brian, I want you to reiterate to our listeners and viewers, when you give out these games with Rick and I, we are betting these, and we bet them pretty good. Okay, so that's Houston minus 9.5. Chip likes the Xavier side. What else you got?
Chip, you got another play, or
I can. Off the top of my head, I thought that Oregon is at Utah, and Utah must be really a notch or two down from the product we're used to seeing. They're only a 1-point favorite at home, and I know that Oregon lost Bowl for the season, and he was supposed to be a big factor with them. But I just think that Oregon's the side on this one because Utah is just such a small favorite at home, and it would be a play against the youth. I'd be playing on Oregon here.
That is one of the greatest names ever in basketball, is it not, Bowl?
We went and saw him play last year as a senior. I think he went to Liberty High School. He played to South Point. And he's a basketball player. I mean, he's more coordinated and smoother than his father was. And he's 7'3", and in the high school game, he was taking the three-point shots, and he had a great release and a nice movement. I was sorry to see him get hurt for Oregon this year because I was really looking forward to seeing what he would do.
Right up there with Dwayne. Great name in college basketball history. I'm going to, and I was actually a big Washington Bullets fan as a kid. I grew up in that area, so I was a big Manute Ball fan, and Muggsy Bogues on the same team, which was really crazy.
Yeah,
but is that really on their birth certificates, Dwayne?
Yeah, why not?
Come on, I mean, so
but they're spelled differently.
But see, that's another one of these things that I would have to have a webcam, and you're in that delivery room, and then they come in with a certificate and the forms, and they say to the parents, "Okay, well, what do you guys want to name him?" And they actually say Dwayne, and then the lady says, "No, just the full name." And she goes, "Yeah, that's it, Dwayne," and they sign off on it. Unbelievable. Anyways, Brian, shoot us something else, brother. Chip's gone up twice.
Okay, I'm going to go. This game's actually, I bet this game lane 2 this morning. It's now 2.5. I still think it's worth a play. It's Charlotte at home against Rice, and that's game 6:30, I believe.
6:30. Okay. Now, so are you guys done with the picks? Because I got some more breaking news from Chris.
I got one NBA play that I like.
All right, fire it, buddy.
Okay.
Shoot it over.
So I know that everyone you talk to in the in the handicapping industry is really honed in on tanking teams in the NBA. This might be the year of the tank, right? But I'll tell you a team who's not tanking, and that's the Dallas Mavericks. And I'll tell you why they're not tanking, because they don't have a first-round draft pick. They've been playing well lately. Not so much on the road as home, but they've actually covered very well on the road this year. They might be without Doncic tonight. That's why the line's moved from 2.5 to 6.5. But I like the value, taking the Mavericks at 6.5 at this price at Detroit.
Wow. Okay, so there's some picks. Hey, now I'm kind of liking this new little system because I'm plugged in over here with Las Vegas Chris. At Las Vegas Chris, he's got a lot of Twitter followers, a lot of sharp guys. So I'm getting really offhand. Now this one's right out of the oven, and I know that there's people, since we're in Vegas, that want to know what's kind of happening with the Super Bowl. Okay, so far here we got the. Looks like the Wynn is the first one of the hotels here in Vegas that just went back to a 2 on this Patriots game. So you have, Wynn just dropped to a 2, and 9 out of the 12 books in Vegas over here are at 2.5, with the Golden Nugget and the William Hill at 3 minus even money. So it'd be Rams plus 320. So, but Wynn is the first one to back it up to a 2, and that's right out of the oven here, folks. In what you guys consider the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas has just dropped back to a 2 at the Wynn.
They had bookmakers yesterday had said that they anticipated the beginning from this point on probably getting a little bit more Ram action from the sharps, and the public, of course, is going to be on. But like you said before, Brian, the public can be betting at 90 to 10. But how much money are they putting on it, and where's the big dollars coming?
Exactly, guys. Time out here. Fifth Street Sports back in 3 minutes.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices, and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit, and 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
All right, folks, we're back. Fifth Street Sports. This is the last couple minute segment we have. Now, Brian, here's the scary thing is I know that I've declared myself, just like I did at the season opener with the Eagles that I won, which I actually said I'd leave the country for 30 days if they lost. Now, you and Rick have not. Well, see, we still got tomorrow. Because you guys have not said who you're going to bet on the side. But Chip, I think Chip's going to a party. He's got a small play. He's not going to release it. What are you going to bet, Chip?
No, I'm playing the Rams, and I'm not going to make a big deal about this, but my feeling about it is that all I've been hearing now for 10 days, 11 days is they don't belong here. They shouldn't be here. It's supposed to be the Saints. Is bad call by the NFL, and also the Patriots have room to win this game and not cover the spread, and they're professional enough to do it. I will have the Rams, and I will be making some kind of a wager on them.
Okay, what about you, Brian? Are you still on the fence on this game?
Well, I got one important data source that I'm waiting on, and I'm not going to get that until Friday. He's got 4 legs, and he's kind of furry.
That's Mr. Jax, right?
Hey, I'm curious, Chip, though. What is your thought on Todd Gurley? Do you think he's healthy, and do you think he plays effectively in this game?
Sometimes the event is too big. I mean, you remember Oliver McCall in the middle of a boxing match just sat and broke down and had started crying and couldn't even fight. Maybe the event was too big for Gurley being the NFC Championship game. I don't know. He's had big game experience before, not in the NFL, but certainly with Georgia. And he seems. They seem to say he's okay. He's going to be ready. I don't know if he's hurt, but I'm expecting a much better effort out of him this time around.
Chip, where do we go? Where do people go if they want to access your site?
Thank you for that, Brian. Every day I'm giving out a free play, and you can get any one of my games guaranteed to turn a profit, or you will not be charged. You go to chipwins.com. Chipwins.com. It's as simple as that. Log on, follow the buy links, and become a winner.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, tomorrow we got Marco D'Angelo coming in from Wager Talk. He's actually like the Galloping Gourmet here, too. Tells us all about the restaurants. Folks, we appreciate it. Thank you for listening to us. Oklahoma Brian, Chip Chirimbus, Frank Perez. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern.